yielding, Mr. Chairman, and I'm here in support of this amendment. This amendment is one of the things that we have to look at, one of the alternatives, to just stop this spending spree that we see ourselves on. In just over 6 months, the new majority has passed and paved the way for over $100 billion in increased spending. We already enacted $6.1 billion of new spending in the continuing resolution and $17 billion in new spending in the supplemental. And this budget and these appropriations bills have over $80 billion in new spending. You know, as Everett Dirksen once famously said, $1 billion here, $1 billion there. Before you know it, you're talking about real money. And here we're talking about $100 billion of new spending. And Mr. Campbell's amendment only proposes that we reduce this spending in this particular bill to the president's level. This bill increases spending by $1.3 billion over last year, 3.4% higher than 4.3% higher than last year. If you add this increase to the increases already proposed and passed by House Democrats last week, we're spending $20.7 billion, or 15.6% more than last year. Where's all this money going to go? In this bill, $682 million, or a 35% increase for operations and maintenance within the Corps of Engineers. $1 billion, or a 4% increase for the Department of Energy. $108 million, or an increase of 13% for salaries and expenses at the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. These are excessive changes in spending that this bill doesn't justify. The only thing this amendment does is say, let's go back to the president's level. Let's go back to an amount of money that, while it still provides for our immediate advances in energy and water, doesn't do this in a way that American taxpayers can't pay for. And how does this majority intend to pay for it? The budget that would pay for it has unarguably the second biggest tax increase in American history, and arguably the biggest tax increase in American history. In other words, there's no question that we intend to spend $217 billion more of money that has to be raised from new taxes, and it's still an open question as to how close we're going to let that get to $400 billion. Now, this is the question: are the American taxpayers going to be asked to provide $217 billion to $400 billion new dollars, or are we going to simply take this bill as the first step back to the president's level? This is a good amendment. This amendment deserves the approval of our friends. I hope our friends on both sides of the aisle, the conservative Democrats, the Blue Dogs, stand up with most of the Republicans to make this amendment happen, and I yield back the balance of my